Breaking news now from a courthouse in Toronto. A judge has handed down a sentence in connection with the swarming death of a homeless man by a group of teenage girls. 59-year-old Kenneth Lee was attacked and stabbed to death in December of 2022. A total of 8 girls were arrested following that assault. All of them were between the ages of 13 and 16. Now, 4 of the accused have pleaded guilty, and today one of them received her sentence. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is at the courthouse with the details. Megan, what did the judge decide?
Well, the judge decided that no further time in custody is required for the girl. She has spent more than 200 days in custody since her arrest, and she is now being ordered to 15 months probation. That probation does have a number of conditions attached to it, and she's also been ordered to participate in a program that is offered to some young people in the youth criminal justice system that will involve more counseling and rehabilitation programs and things like that for the young girl. So no further time in custody. This is the first sentencing to be handed down among the girls who have pleaded guilty. This girl in particular pleaded guilty to manslaughter. And the judge, when he explained his reasons, Natasha, said that he placed a lot of weight on that guilty plea. He feels that the girl has taken responsibility for her role in the attack and that she has expressed remorse over it, including writing a letter of apology to Kenneth Lee's family. Now, speaking of his family, the judge saying he did also take into consideration the victim impact statements he heard from Kenneth Lee's family at a sentencing hearing last month. They told the court the trauma that they are experiencing over the loss of their loved one. Lee was living in the shelter system at the time of his death. He was close with his family, his elderly mother, his sister, and her family, and they have talked about the severe impact that this loss is having on them. The judge took that into account. Also taking into account, he said, the nature of the attack. He described it as vicious, what happened to Kenneth Lee that night, and he said it was something that really shocked the city. But again, when he was weighing the things he has to take into consideration when sentencing a young person in the criminal justice system, he feels like those goals of sentencing are being met by not requiring her to be in custody anymore. He did take into consideration the conditions that she was experiencing while she was in custody, and those included being subjected to multiple strip searches, and that is something that the judge took into account as well. We spoke to the girl's defense lawyer, Leo Adler, after the decision was handed down. Here's some of what he said about the judge's decision.
He also took into consideration prior cases that were similar and very different. And it's not as if, to come back, that she didn't spend time in custody. She did. So, but the Youth Criminal Justice Act has a different type of sentencing than adults, and I if there's anything that I hope that people realize that we do treat 13-year-olds different.
And as I mentioned, there are a number of conditions she has to follow as part of her probation, including no communication with her co-accused, a prohibition on weapons for 10 years, and other conditions. Speaking of her co-accused, so 3 others have entered guilty pleas, 2 for manslaughter, 1 for assault causing bodily harm. The other 4 girls in the case have not entered pleas. They are expected to face a jury trial sometime next year. Natasha?
CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in Toronto. Thank you.